Welcome to Final Moments. Today we honor the lives of remarkable individuals who have left an indelible mark on the world. From literary pioneers to legal warriors, artists, and musicians, we remember their legacies and the impact they've had. If you appreciate these tributes, please take a moment to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to stay updated on our latest videos. Now, let's reflect on the lives of those we've lost today. Number 1, Geoff Nicholson. Geoff Nicholson's worlds were built on obsessions, maps, walking, Volkswagens, fetishes, and the absurdities of modern life. His novels weren't just stories, they were labyrinths of wit, satire, and unexpected connections. A literary outsider, yet revered by those who knew his work, Nicholson crafted narratives that felt both surreal and eerily familiar. Born in Sheffield in 1953, Nicholson's literary career spanned nearly 4 decades. He studied English at Cambridge, then drama at Essex before immersing himself in London's literary counterculture. He published short stories in Ambit, a magazine once helmed by J.G. Ballard, before taking over as its fiction editor. His work defies easy classification. A satirist in the vein of Kingsley Amis and Will Self, Nicholson wrote novels where reality bent and characters became ensnared by their peculiar fixations. In Bleeding London, a Whitbread Award finalist, 3 protagonists obsessively map the city, an idea so compelling that it later inspired a 58,000 photo exhibition of London streets. Maps for Nicholson weren't just geographical tools, they were psychological landscapes. In The City Under the Skin, a noir-tinged thriller, kidnapped women are tattooed with crude maps before being set loose in a dystopian city. This obsession with location extended to his own life. He once remarked that he preferred walking as a means of thinking, a theme explored in his nonfiction books like The Lost Art of Walking. His 1994 novel, Hunters and Gatherers, follows a bartender cataloging obsessive collectors, what could be seen as a mirror of Nicholson himself. Collecting is an act of appropriation, the protagonist observes. The world is arbitrary and disconnected. By starting a collection, you start to make connections. V.W. Beatles appeared repeatedly in his fiction, most notably in Still Life with Volkswagens and Gravity's Volkswagen. His fascination with foot fetishes culminated in Footsucker, a novel where the protagonist embraces his desires without shame. Nicholson lived in Los Angeles for over a decade, immersing himself in the city's eccentric literary scene before returning to England in 2018. Diagnosed with chronic myelomonocytic leukemia, he faced his illness with the same dark humor that defined his work. Not rare enough, obviously, he quipped about his condition. His final book, Walking on Thin Air, is an introspective meditation on movement, mortality, and observation. I go to places. I walk when I'm there. I look around. I write about what I see and feel, he wrote. It's not the only thing I do with my life, but it's probably the best part. Number 2, Edward F. Harrington. Edward F. Harrington, federal judge, prosecutor, and relentless enforcer of justice. He was a force in American law enforcement, prosecuting organized crime and shaping judicial precedent for decades. A man of principle, his career spanned from the turbulent era of civil rights struggles to the high-stakes legal battles against the mafia. Born in 1933, Harrington grew up in Fall River, Massachusetts. After excelling at BMC Durfee High School, he attended the College of the Holy Cross, graduating cum laude in 1955. His early career was shaped by service, first as a U.S. Navy gunnery officer, then as a dedicated law student at Boston College. In 1961, he joined the Department of Justice, where he became a key member of Robert F. Kennedy's Hoffa Squad, investigating corruption within the Teamsters Union. But his most dangerous work came in 1964, when he was dispatched to Mississippi to protect civil rights activists during the infamous Freedom Summer. He played a role in the federal investigation of the brutal murders of 3 civil rights workers in Philadelphia, Mississippi, one of the defining moments of the civil rights era. Harrington's fight against crime escalated when he prosecuted Raymond Patriarca, the powerful boss of the New England Mafia. His work with key witnesses like Joseph Barboza laid the foundation for the Witness Protection Program, formally established in 1970. As head of the New England Organized Crime Strike Force, he secured convictions against major underworld figures using groundbreaking surveillance techniques, including one of Massachusetts' first court-authorized wiretaps. In 1988, President Ronald Reagan appointed Harrington to the U.S. District Court for Massachusetts, where he presided over complex cases involving securities fraud, civil rights, and antitrust law. His rulings in organized crime cases, abortion clinic protests, and technology patents shaped American jurisprudence. Even in retirement, Harrington's legacy endured. His testimony played a role in the prosecution of corrupt FBI agent John Connolly, a key figure in the Whitey Bulger saga. Number 3. Joan Dye Gussow. Joan Dye Gussow, a pioneer of the local food movement and an outspoken advocate for sustainable agriculture, passed away on March 7, 2025, at the age of 96. Her legacy, deeply rooted in food justice, ecology, and nutrition, reshaped the way we think about what we eat and where it comes from. Gussow was more than a nutritionist. She was a food systems thinker before the term even existed. As the Mary Swartz Rose Professor Emerita at Columbia University's Teachers College, she challenged the dominant industrial food model. She argued that real nutrition isn't just about what happens after we eat, but what happens before, from farming practices to environmental impact. Michael Pollan, author of The Omnivore's Dilemma, called her one of my heroes and teachers, and it's no surprise why. Gussow's seminal book, The Feeding Web: Issues in Nutritional Ecology, 1978, exposed the dangers of an increasingly globalized food system, advocating instead for local seasonal eating. While she was a sought-after speaker at international conferences, Gussow was just as dedicated to her local community. In Rockland County, New York, she helped establish the Piermont Community Garden, lobbied for farmland preservation, and mentored countless gardeners. In 2009, she co-founded the Hands to Mouth Garden Initiative, bringing fresh produce to underserved communities. Even in her personal life, she embodied resilience. After a storm surge destroyed her garden in 2010, she rebuilt it at 81 years old. She never stopped planting, teaching, or writing. Number 4, Armand LaMontagne. Few artists have captured the spirit of American legends like Armand LaMontagne. A self-taught sculptor with an unparalleled eye for realism, LaMontagne's mastery of wood and bronze immortalized some of the most iconic figures in sports, politics, and history. Born in Pawtucket, Rhode Island in 1938, LaMontagne excelled in athletics before turning to art. He attended Worcester Academy and later played football at Boston College. But it was his skill with chisel and mallet that would define his legacy. LaMontagne's sculptures defy expectation. His wooden statues, carved from solid basswood blocks weighing up to 2,500 pounds, mimic the textures of fabric, skin, and even hair. A single sculpture could take up to a year to complete. His attention to detail was so meticulous that even sports legends like Ted Williams were brought to tears upon seeing their likeness in wood. In the 1970s, LaMontagne put the art world to the test. He crafted a near-perfect replica of a 17th century Brewster chair, aged it artificially, and watched as the Henry Ford Museum unknowingly purchased it for $9,000. His confession to the press exposed the fallibility of so-called experts. His work resides in some of the most prestigious institutions: the Baseball Hall of Fame, the New England Sports Museum, and the Gerald Ford Presidential Library. He sculpted presidents, war heroes, and sports icons, each figure meticulously captured in motion and expression. Centracchio, he was a quiet man, but when you were with him, it was an experience. His sculptures weren't just art, they were history, frozen in time. On March 7th, 2025, Armand LaMontagne passed away at 87. His work will stand for centuries, a testament to craftsmanship, patience, and an unyielding passion for preserving history in its most tangible form.